What is going on, online fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives, Make Money Online Trainer podcast. This is the #1 show for online fitness coaches who are trying to grow a successful online business. In today's episode, we're talking about 3 tactical mistakes all online trainers make in their content. Now, before I get into today's episode, I'm going to drop something on you guys right now. You know those $1,000 cash prize giveaways that we do all the time? We're doing another one. So I'm going to be giving away $1,000 cash to one of my listeners on the podcast. Now, I think the last person that won this was Dominic Monson, and he actually used the $1,000 toward his flight to Hawaii, which he actually moved to Hawaii, and now he's a full-time online fitness coach, which is super cool. So if you want to be entered to win $1,000 cash, here's what you need to do right now. Screenshot this podcast episode, share it to your Instagram stories, tag me at BMarkFit, let me know that you're tuning in, and you're automatically entered to win $1,000 cash, and that's it. If you're tuning in on Clubhouse, this applies to you. Screenshot the Clubhouse room, share it to your Instagram stories, tag me at BMarkFit. Let me know that you're tuning in. And on June 30th, everybody that posts a screenshot of their story is entered to win $1,000 cash. I'm going to choose one of you guys, and I'm going to give you $1,000 cash. That's it. I just want to show my appreciation to all my podcast listeners. Like, I work really, really hard on the podcast every single day. And so for those people that are tuning in, that are sharing the podcast, their stories, I want to get back to you. I want to say thank you. So we're giving away $1,000 cash in the month of May/June. All right, guys, let's talk about some content, shall we? Content creation. Now, all of us know that content creation is absolutely fundamental in our online coaching business. Content is king. That's what they say. But how many of us have ever sat down to write a piece of content or make a TikTok video or write a live stream, and all of a sudden we end up frustrated? We're like trying to write. We don't know what to write about. We're kind of like stuck, right? Or there's a lot of us as online fitness coaches that are constantly producing content for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, all these platforms. And for some reason, you don't pull any clients and it's just not getting any engagement. And then we end up discouraged and we end up wondering why our content isn't working or why our content isn't pulling in clients. And we end up frustrated because we know that we have the potential to grow on social media, but we just can't seem to find our voice. Anybody feel like that? So in this podcast, I want to give you guys the frameworks to help you guys start attracting clients. Because at the end of the day, when you're putting out content on social media, you should be putting out content with the intention of attracting clients. That's what an online coaching business is. I'm putting out content, coaching content, people are attracted to it, and then I'm like attracting online fitness clients. That's the goal, right? So I want to teach you guys how to put out content that creates the desire for people to stop and actually read. I want to teach you guys how to put out content that causes people to want to purchase off of you. And I want you guys to be able to put out content that causes you to attract more and more online fitness coaching clients. Now, honestly, for me, you guys, when it comes down to content creation, like putting out content back when I first started online coaching was super easy. Like back when I started online coaching, way before you guys, back in 2014, that was like 7 years ago, by the way. Hashtag, I feel like I just aged myself, which is super strange. I've been doing this for almost 8 years now. Blows my mind. Back in 2014, though, putting out content to attract clients was actually pretty easy. Like literally, you just had to show people that you were jacked. You had to show people that you were ripped. And then you had to just like let them know, like, here's my abs. I know how to get lean. Do you want to join? Like that is how easy it was back when I first started writing content. Abs equals clients. Like online training was still a blue ocean. And so having a type form in my bio and just posting that I was an online fitness coach was enough for me to grow my coaching business. Then in 2016, when I started coaching trainers to work for me, I had to make sure that I was studying how to actually write content because I had to teach other people how to do what I was doing. So like 2016, I hit my first $10,000 a month. I wanted to hire trainers to work for me in my business. And so that's when I had to start studying actual like marketing and content because I couldn't just be like, do what I did because I didn't actually fucking know how I got to that level. So I started studying and I came up with some frameworks. Now, here are 3 tactical mistakes that I see in online fitness coaches that are trying to grow successful online business. And guys, I've helped 131 online coaches. So these are 3 tactical mistakes that I guarantee you're making one of these 3 mistakes. So tune in and let me know which one it is. Number 1, tactical mistake number 1 is speaking to a small audience. Speaking to a small audience is a tactical mistake. Why? Because we have the opportunity to expand our audience. Guys, if you want to sell 20 online coaching clients and you have 500 followers and you end up putting out content every single day, and let's say 50 people engage with your content every single day, then there's only 50 potential people that are going to be able to purchase off of you. Let's say 20 of those 50 people are your friends or family members or coworkers that are not even remotely interested in what you have to, they're not even remotely interested in online coaching. Now you've got 30 people. The only way that you're going to sell more people is to actively expand your audience. Like, it is a tactical mistake in your content creation to just put out content and then that's it. Because if you have a small audience, there's only going to be a small amount of people that see that content. So tactical mistake number one is speaking to a small audience. And online fitness coaches, this is super fundamental. Follow 50 to 100 people per day on Instagram, friend 25 to 50 people a day on Facebook, and post TikToks and Reels daily. Straight up. That's it. That's the secret. And I know that there's a lot more that goes into that. Like, where do I follow the people? Where do I friend the people? And we've got tons of trainings inside the 10K Coaching Academy around that. But that's it. Follow 50 to 100 people per day, friend 25 to 50 people per day on Facebook, and post TikToks and Reels daily. It is a tactical mistake to push content to your followers without actively growing your audience, because eventually you will exhaust your network. And I know what you might be thinking, oh, but I'm going to dive into paid ads. Guys, I have a paid ads manager, and paid ads is a lot more complicated than everybody makes it out to be. Everybody's like, oh, it's a simple 1, 2, 3 step. Like, it's fucking not. It really isn't. There's a lot more that goes into it. And so it's a tactical mistake to push content to your followers without actively growing your audience. If you're speaking in a room full of 5 people, you're just not going to sell 20 clients. It's impossible. It's a tactical mistake to speak to a small audience. You need to get a bigger audience. All right. So tactical mistake number one is speaking to a small audience. Are you doing that right now? Ask yourself the question, am I actively expanding my network every single day? Let me know. Are you actively expanding your network every single day? Not sometimes. Not when you feel right, not when you feel like it. Are you actively expanding your network every single day? Because it is a tactical mistake to speak to a small audience. All right, tactical mistake. Number two, tactical mistake number two is resisting getting specific. Resisting getting specific, right? So you start online coaching, you only have 500 followers and you don't want to niche down. And I get it, because let's say you only have 500 followers. You don't want to say like, oh, I help women that struggle with body image issues develop more confidence, right? You don't want to say that, because you're thinking to yourself like, oh man, like if I say that and I only have 500 followers, then that narrows me down to the 20 people that are that avatar. And I really don't want to do that. So you don't want to cut out the other people in your audience, right? But that's a tactical mistake, because when you have general content, you will attract general clients. And general clients are generally not interested in working with you. And honestly, general clients are generally a pain in the ass. Like when you have a client that's on the fence about working with you and not really sure if he needs help or not, and he's kind of interested in fitness and he's kind of not, like, it's a tactical mistake to write content that's not speaking directly to somebody, because when we put out general content, we attract general clients. The more specific you get with your content and your writing and the details of your pain points and the visions of your ideal client, the better client that you will have reaching out to you. And I know that, like, guys, if you're a new online coach, like, getting specific with your content requires, number one, research, and number two, imagination. Research, because we actually need to know, like, if I want to target women that struggle with body image issues and I want to help them develop more confidence and lose weight without restrictive diets, if that's your niche, then you need to do some research on your niche, and you need to figure, like, maybe interviewing somebody that you know that struggles with those problems and asking them what they struggle with, or somebody that used to struggle with those problems. Like, you need to really do some research and figure out exactly what they're struggling with and what they've tried and what hasn't worked and what their goals are. Because if you can get specific with their goals, dreams, aspirations, struggles, and you can write that into your content, then you'll attract more people like that, right? But it's a tactical mistake to write general content about weight loss, because you're going to attract general clients, and your business is generally going to grow and it's generally not going to grow. The more specific you get with your content and your writing and your details of your content, the better client that you will have reaching out to you, the more traction you will have on your content, and the more clients you will get. All right. So you guys need to get specific. You need to get specific, because when you get specific, you create emotional resonance. And when you create emotional resonance, resonance doesn't just mean with one person. Like, what is the definition of resonance to you guys? When I say resonance, what does that mean? Resonance is like a feeling of, like, really connecting to somebody, right? It's like when I read have any of you guys ever read a post on social media and you're like, holy shit, this chick is like talking to me, or like this dude is like in my head. That's resonance, right? And when you create emotional resonance, as in you're describing situations that this person's been through, or you're talking about thoughts that are actually in this person's head consistently because they actually struggle with that thing. When you create resonance with your content, you will get a lot of people reaching out to you and asking for help. Resonance is an emotional connection. You're not going to create an emotional connection with a general piece of content. You need to get specific. And so we talked about research. We also need to talk about imagination, right? So imagination is like when you're writing your piece of content, imagine what it would feel like to struggle with this problem and then write about what it would feel like. And that's imagination. And yes, this requires creativity, but like when you can get creative and you can use your research and your imagination to get specific with writing to your avatar, you're going to attract a lot more clients. General content attracts general clients, and general clients are a pain in the ass. Straight up. All right, so get specific. Tactical mistake number 3. Tactical mistake number 3. This is actually before we get into on number 3, for number 2, how many of you guys are super specific with your content? Like, are you getting specific enough? Think about the last piece of content that you wrote and ask yourself the question, was it speaking directly to my avatar? Like, I know that a lot of you guys have it in your bio, like, I help women tighten and tone their tummy without giving up their favorite foods. That's what your bio says, but what does your content say? Like, does your content say the same thing that your bio does? Is your content speaking directly to that woman? Do you have language in there that says, hey girl, hey, like, are you speaking directly to women, or is your content general? Ask yourself that question. Is my content general or is my content specific? It's a tactical mistake to write general content. And I know that the fear is that you're going to cut out clients, but I promise you guys, there's a lot more clients in specific content. There's a lot more. All right. Number 3, tactical mistake number 3 is taking your eyes off the fundamentals. It is a tactical mistake to take your eyes off the fundamentals. It's marketing fundamental. This isn't me. This is marketing research. In order for people to purchase off of you, they need to know you, like you, and trust you. In order for somebody to hand you money over the internet, you're an online fitness coach, you want to make money over the internet. In order for somebody to pay you money, they need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you. Now, in order for people to know you, like you, and trust you, at PT Domination, there's 3 different content types that I came out with: connection, proof, and value. And the truth is that as online fitness coaches, you usually gravitate towards one specific type of content. And for me, it's connection. Like, I can write connection posts about my life and my story, like, until the cows come home. Actually, I started writing this funny story. Speaking of connection, I started writing back in like 21, 22 as like it was like a therapy to help me like blog my thoughts, because I think so much. So writing helps me get out my thoughts. And so for me, it's really easy for me to write connection posts because I'm just writing about my life, and that's really easy for me to do. And so I usually write connection posts. Like, I can do that automatically, and I have to consciously sit down and write value posts. So guys, I want you to do this right now. Here's an exercise. Do this right now. Open up your newsfeed on Instagram. Everybody, open up your newsfeed on Instagram. If you're driving, don't do this because obviously that's bad. But open up your newsfeed on Instagram. If you're listening to the podcast or watching live, you can do this after. Open up your newsfeed and go to the last 9 posts. And out of those last 9 posts, how many are connection, how many are proof, and how many are value? How many are connection, how many are proof, and how many are value? Now, connection posts are things that have nothing to do with fitness, but they develop in it, like they're showing who you actually are. That's a connection post. A value post is speaking directly to your ideal client avatar, and a proof post is a proof post. A connection post is posts that don't have anything to do with fitness. A value post is something that gives value directly to your ideal client avatar, and a proof post shows your audience that you know what you're talking about. So out of your last 9 posts on Instagram, how many are connection, how many are proof, and how many are value? Out of your last 9 posts on Instagram, how many are connection, how many are proof, and how many are value? right? For me, I literally just looked. For me, it's 3, 3, and 3. And so if you want to attract clients on your social media, you should also have 3, 3, and 3. 3 connection, 3 proof, 3 value. And it's likely that if you go to your newsfeed right now, you're going to find probably a lot more value, a lot less connection, and almost zero proof. That's like usually the common trend I see with online coaches is you guys are writing a lot of value posts like 5 secrets to grow your booty or my top 3 fat loss tips because we want to give value, which is super important, but we neglect connection. And connection posts are going to get you the most amount of engagement, like the most amount of comments, the most amount of people reaching out will be from connection posts. And then the proof posts aren't going to get like testimonial photos will almost get zero engagement. Like they're very, very small engagement, but testimonial posts are going to be the ones that sign the most clients. So like a lot of you guys are looking for more engagement on your social media and you're like, but when I post before and afters, it gets like no likes. Like it literally doesn't matter. Testimonial photos will get the least amount of engagement, but they will get the most amount of clients. Does that make sense? So it's a tactical mistake to take your eye off the ball in terms of your marketing fundamentals. In order for people to purchase off you, they need to know you, like you, and trust you. And so you need to be putting out 3 types of content: connection, proof, and value. And so go to your newsfeed right now, audit your last 9 posts, and ask yourself, are you putting out enough connection, enough proof, and enough value? All right? So guys, the 3 tactical mistakes that pretty much every online coach, you're probably making one of these 3 mistakes. Number 1, you're speaking to a small audience. So guys, if you are in a room full of 10 people, you can't sell 20 clients. And most of you guys on social media are tactically speaking, like speaking to a small audience because you're not actively growing your Instagram following, you're not actively growing your Facebook network, and you're not on TikTok and Reels yet. And I'm telling you guys, like those are necessary for creating content because if you're speaking to a small room, you're going to have a small business. So you need to be expanding your network. The second tactical mistake that every online coach or a lot of online coaches make is they resist getting specific. So it's almost like you don't want to write directly to your avatar because you don't want to alienate the other people in your audience. But because you're putting out general content, you're not actually resonating with anybody and nobody's reaching out to you. So you're putting all this effort and energy into creating content, but nobody's actually engaging with you because you're not speaking directly to them. So it's a tactical mistake to resist getting specific. And number 3 is taking your eyes off the fundamentals. In order for people to purchase off of you, they need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you. And in order for them to do that, you need to put out connection content, proof content, and value content. Does that make sense? Now, online fitness coaches, I just want to remind you guys that starting today, we started the $1,000 cash prize giveaway. So I've done this 4 times on the podcast already. I've given out $4,000 in cash. So I'm giving out another $1,000 now on June 30th. All you have to do to enter is screenshot this podcast episode right now, share it to your Instagram stories. If you're listening on Clubhouse, you can share from Clubhouse. Tag me at BMarkFit so I know that you tuned into the podcast, and that's it. Just doing that enters you to win $1,000 cash. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Change Lives Make Money Online Trainer podcast. I will see you guys on the next episode, and I'll talk to you soon. Let's go.